everyone, welcome to the MatMadik PCA channel. Yep, we're back doing a Tom MacDonald reaction. It's been a long time. Very happy to have set things up even better going forward. Today we got more gaming news coming out with Gamer Dan after we came up from the Tokyo Game Show. Put together a little documentary. It's really awesome. But today I'm really happy to give a shout out to Tom MacDonald. Not just shout out. Give him his platform right here. I mean, honestly, I feel the opposite may be true also. So, without further ado, let's check out Woke World.
America is fallen, turned our men into women. Our billionaires get private islands where they're trafficking children. The flag is burning in the streets. We don't believe the politicians. We defunded the police and free speech has been restricted. And
I just had to drop right there, pause it right there. People, I just love how Tom MacDonald's lyrics are always so easy to react to. They just hit you right in the face every time with like common sense, obvious stuff, but things that a lot of people had been afraid to say. The world has changed right before us, and thanks to people like Tom MacDonald, where he became famous for being an apparent contradiction visually, just being somebody who looked woke with face tattoos and eccentric hairstyles and what have you, and died, and he just came out saying some outrageous things in the way of not being bad, but actually being sound and commonsensical. And in the world that we were living in just 4 years ago with the prior administration, speaking the truth was becoming the new way to be counterculture, and what have you. And yeah, here he is just bringing things to people's attention about how not only there's a class divide, and not just a class divide, but a tyrannical top versus the vertical oppression, if you will, where the ruling elite is just attacking people by trying to attack their First Amendment rights. Yeah, well, you have that going on, as opposed to apparently being left and right divided, which is the way puppet masters are trying to pit people against each other. Just calling that out is now becoming more commonplace. It's thanks to people like Tom MacDonald, where we don't have to bite our tongue so much anymore. But at the same time, those people and their ilk, if you will, the blue pill people who are possessed by agents in the Matrix, the people who are still addicted to that tyranny that the Biden administration, call it out, afforded people with tyranny and cancel culture and left-tardism. They're still clutching onto their hopes of power and what have you, and it's just pathetic. So the people, it's very fascinating talking about the woke world, where it appears that thanks to Tom MacDonald, the world has actually woken up. But yeah, let's see where he goes from here.
Canada has fallen, their dollar ain't worth a buck. If you misgender someone there, you're getting fined or locked up. Trudeau censored the internet, then they banned half the guns. The trucker convoy was the last breath of freedom in their lungs. And the UK has fallen, getting woker every day. It's illegal immigrants throwing acid into faces, protests and riots.
I had to pause for that one, for coming from the UK. Yeah, I can personally attest to having witnessed a lot of that stuff. Witnessed firsthand, thankfully. But hey, to be honest with you, being in very close proximity to when this kind of terrorism, not just terrorism, let's just call it terrorism. Sorry, not in the trying to get a forced political outcome sense of the word, but just trying to terrify people. With all this madness was happening in the UK, and people were just acting like nothing could be done about it. You have these out of touch politicians who just worlds apart. They don't seem to care. They don't seem to do anything, and you get these idiot police on the street fighting for the criminals' rights. A bit like what was happening with the masks stuff being enforced. I remember in America there was this video of this lady. I think Officer Tatum covered it. This lady in a stadium was being told to put a mask on or leave the stadium, and then she was resisting, and the officer tased her. And you're like, what's going on here? And what you can say, that's Officer Tatum, because he's very much pro-police no matter what. Start resisting arrest, you know. What she was doing was not a crime by refusing to put a mask on, because the whole mask thing is a mandate, not a law. So thank goodness it's been pushed back against. But this tyranny, defending the blue and everything, it's not as it was cracked up to me in terms of defending the Constitution is what matters more. I'm not talking about defending the rights of criminals, which is what the left try and use that for. No, I'm talking about defending the rights of law-abiding people. And when you do that, then the police have to protect you. Otherwise, they're just there to protect those who cite their paychecks, which ought to be us. But but unfortunately, it seems to be people who extract taxes from people, who don't adhere to the will of the people, who tell the police to exact tyranny on people, that creates this top-down oppression as opposed to left-right opposition. And here we are, Canada, UK, practically the same country with the same king. Thank God for America and President Trump, I say, and Tom MacDonald. Let's keep going.
It's COVID record inflation. The people lost their freedom. Great Britain lost its greatness. America to Europe, across the globe. Every country, every city, every neighborhood and home. It's infecting everything and everybody that we know. So just say it. Screw everything woke. Say it at the top of your lungs. Don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets. I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul. But just say it. Screw everything woke.
Or as Trump would say, everything woke, turn to shit. maybe we should have said that, but I get it. He wants to make the song original. Tom MacDonald, I mean, the song, I think over 24 hours naturally, of course, it's crossed 1 million view mark, and it's going to keep climbing. This is fantastic. You got to love Tom MacDonald in keeping the message that he started to promote before President Trump got re-elected and before he became a true Trump supporter. God bless you to Tom MacDonald. You got to love that his message is still relevant. Some people would have thought that Tom MacDonald's message was simply, like I was saying earlier, popping because it was cool to be counterculture when the power at B was the left, so to speak, with Biden and all that stuff that people were forced to live by through fear of reprimand, retribution, or what? It was not retribution, fear of admonishment, or just being criminalized for going against the woke agenda. The fact that Tom MacDonald was speaking out against it was what made him popular. But Tom MacDonald's message is still not popular, even though President Trump is in power now, and you have this way of thinking being more mainstream. But you have the remnants of the woke towers who are still around, who are trying to no king's protest, riot their way into power, and ultimately they have no power to speak of in the grand scheme of things, because they're no longer the majority. They don't have a bloody majority. But here we are today, and we have Tom MacDonald's message still ringing true. This is fantastic.
Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. Burn everything.
Nice. So what do you think, people? I think it's cool. It's got a throwback to old school hip hop with the scratch effect. That's fantastic. But the idea of burn, I don't know if people would say, oh, that's a call to violence. Please. We're not fighting, but mostly peaceful around here. This is just peaceful. And burn, of course, is metaphorical, but most of all, it's just dope.
America has fallen, woke became a disease. They've made trillions off of mandatory lethal vaccines. The anthem plays and half the country is still taking a knee. Blacks and whites fighting over whose life matters the least. And Canada has fallen, people can't afford to pay for food. The media's all liberal, it's nothing but the fake news. There's oil in the...
Real fires, that's what I'm saying, of things burning down. And you're calling the peace-loving nation defenders terrorists. Yeah, MAGA is clearly the saving force here, the peaceful force, and what's on the left, thankfully, is being shown as more and more nonsensical. Anyway.
Grounded pipelines they refuse to use. You're only heard if you're indigenous or LGBTQ. Australia has fallen, Ireland been up in flames. People rioting and dying, divided, fighting for change. And from Canada to Finland, Denmark back to USA, it's a woke world. That's what we're standing up against. America to Europe.
Dope. He's just see that the way he lays it out. I just give me goosebumps every time. I love Tom MacDonald, man. He's my favorite rapper. I gotta say right now. He was growing up as Eminem and what have you. But hey, I love Japanese rappers too. Rip Slime. Even till now, I just love when they do like tribute pieces. which she's really awesome from Okinawa. My favorite English speaking rapper definitely is MacDonald. He makes a difference. He's the rapper that matters, that's worth listening to more than I used to listen to people like Akala, people like Triple Darkness and people in the UK who were very wordy, but after a while you realize that they're just talking up what seems, because what they had was more wordy and interesting to listen to than idiotic drill rap. Well, drill rap is death cult stuff, but idiotic Phil 50 Cent mindless nonsense. Yeah, just do this and kill people because I'm cool, yeah. You know, all that nonsense. I'm like, I can't bear to listen to these guys, just they're revolting. But and then you got the mumble rap, which is practically the same thing. It's funny when you get people like Eminem and 50 Cent or whatever saying, I'm not a mumble rapper. Your stuff is as good as mumble rap because there's a lot of nonsense that doesn't do anything to anyone's lives. You're not saving anyone's lives with what you're saying. Tom MacDonald is. He actually is saving lives, waking people up with what he's saying. His rap is worth listening to. And so what I was saying with about Akala and people like Triple Darkness, those wordy rappers in the UK sound very clever. They're just spitting a lot of word salad. It doesn't mean anything, and it's all Marxist nonsense. If you think about it, at the end of the day, it's ethnocentric. I'm black, so black is king. And shut up. Who needs to listen to that to save their life? Oh, well, you're saving people's lives because you let people know that you can't be pushed around by the cops anymore. I'm telling you, today that argument doesn't hold water because who's holding you down? All the opportunities you have, and you're still acting like an idiot. Gorilla in the place, just acting so super sensitive over nothing, and you're acting like, oh man, I'm no bitch, whatever. I'm not sensitive. I control my emotions. Not like ladies. It's not about gender or anything. Yes, people on the right too. Who are just as sensitive. These men who act like they're rippled and whatever. They're just a bunch of sensitive dudes who just fly off the handle over everything, and they try to act like they're saviors for society. They're standing up for masculinity. I understand what you're trying to say about masculinity. In fact, no, I don't understand it because really secure dudes don't just fly off the handle and overnight also something doesn't mean anything. Tom MacDonald's message is something that actually preserves life, and he calls out nonsense and he lets you find a way home to sanity. I'm just looking forward to their Christmas pieces, man. From now, it's October, people. The year's almost up, and Tom MacDonald has paved the way for this beautiful world we're exploring right now. Watch when taxes stop. Watch where everybody's thinking President Donald Trump is just like everyone else. Watch when taxes stop. Tariffs take over. Mark my words. Come back to this video. If hopefully this algorithm promotes this video once that announcement is made. What are you gonna say then? Anyway.
Across the globe, every country, every city, every neighborhood and home, it's infecting everything and everybody that we know, so just say it. Screw everything, whoa. Say it at the top of your lungs, don't let it go. Scream it out into the streets, I promise that you're not alone. Go ahead, say it with your chest way down deep in your soul, but just say it. Screw everything, whoa. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. The whole world.
I just have to speak over people because of Tom MacDonald. Come on, help a brother out. Let it slide now and then. I'm giving you a promo. Can you at least split the ad revenue? I hardly get any views as it is at the moment. I've been going. I've had my moments where I just surged, but yeah. Come on, you gotta help a brother out, man. Helping people. Anyway, just joking.
Fall into the globalist elite. They want one God, one leader, one currency. It's the cigarettes, the vaccines, the food that you eat. Either way, the deep state wants you 6 feet deep. Fill your headphones with music, reinforcing their beliefs, and replace your own thoughts with the lies on TV. It's a woke world, and we want.
I love that line. Replace your own thoughts with lies on TV. I was speaking to my mother yesterday about the folly of AI. People think, in the West in particular, they're very obsessed with this idea that, oh, AI is going to take over this, it's going to take over that. And oh, it already has. Like, shut up. You don't understand. AI is... And the encapsulation of AI is when... If anyone's seen The Matrix, the second Matrix, there's a scene where Neo, Tom Anderson, or Keanu Reeves' character just walks up to the architect of the Matrix, as he's called, and he asks him, why am I here? And he just gave him a big word salad answer. Ergo, vis-a-vis, accordingly. You know, as a comedian spoofed it effectively. And to which Ero just replied, you haven't answered my question. You have that happening, and of course, to which he admitted, but you have that happening with politicians these days. Word salad after word salad politician just keeps popping up. And with blue pills, the blue pill person who just keep acting like people are possessed by the Matrix code, the agent Matrix code in society all over the place, or Smith himself, the virus, and just screaming at the top of their lungs, nonsense, either saying nonsense, trying to put it in your face, trying to make it real, and trying to put it in your head to have you power what they're saying, and repeat after me, 2 + 2 is 3, no it's not, 2 + 2 is 3, 2 + 2 is 3, you know, or they're trying to effectively do that to you. It doesn't make it true, it's just a lot of nonsense that is being put out there. I use ChatGPT all the time, I do a lot of coding, it speeds up my coding process, but it does not solve my problem. I always end up having to do the coding myself. I write code, and I see if ChatGPT can give me a bit of help organizing things. It helps organize when I put something in there. When I ask you to come up with solutions, it's never exactly what I have in mind, and ultimately it's a lot of 0 times 2, 0 times 3, 0 times 4, 0, 0, 0 every time, or 1 times 2 at the most. And what you have is a script being pushed out there that you're being told to treat as your organic thought, and it's not. No matter what, this is why Tom MacDonald was very good at coming into the political rap scene with saying that he's independent, but when it comes down to it, after a while, the red pill, even though it's one of 2 binaries that were introduced to you as almost like in a problem reaction solution manner, with what the red pill is offering right now, it's definitely the way to go, but only in the capacity that you can see for yourself that you agree with what is being said. If you disagree with what the MAGA is saying, that's fine. But if you do disagree with what the blue is saying, the left, the blue pill saying, you get attacked. Now again, as far as tribalism is concerned, you get people on the left, on the right, who talk nonsense too. Like, something like Anna Kasparian, when she's saying what the right doesn't want to hear, oh, she's a whore. When she's saying what they like, oh, she's hot. Then she's saying what they don't like, she's a whore. And you know, yeah, and you're like, oh, John Fetterman, yeah, he's a hunchback of Notre Dame. And he's saying what they like, oh, now he's a savior. And then vice versa with the other side. Tribalistic reactions are just nonsense in that regard. But when it comes down to actual policy that you agree with your personally, and that you actually see put to the test and see works in your own life, forget who's saying it and who you want to champion as your idol in the moment, because they represent your thoughts. What you, as Jesus would say, what do you say on the given matter? I have to say, common sense, whoever's speaking common sense gets my vote, and common sense itself gets my vote, and I don't care who's saying it. So that's that. It's not even about these labels left or right per se. While the labels represent common sense versus anti-common sense, of course you go to common sense, but it's common sense that wins out. That's what enables Anna Kasparian and John Fetterman to apparently change sides now and then. They just have their views on certain positions, on certain topics, that we all do. But common sense is what matters, and wokeness is anti-common sense. That's why you can say, screw everything woke. Okay everybody, sorry for all that. Let's let this one play out.
Don't survive if we're asleep, so wake up before you rest in peace. Rise up, I can see your fire. You and me, we can burn what they built to the ground. Burn everything. Rise up, can't let them divide us. You and me, we can burn this world down. Burn everything.
That is a beautiful piece right there. There you go. Alright people, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. 2 new albums, November 7th. Damn, how's he gonna float that? Is it a double album or what's going on? Alright people, I love it. I like it, I want to hear more of it, and I want to hear what you think too. People, catch you next time. Have a great day. Like, share, comment, subscribe. The MatMadik PCA channel. Let's do this.